Hello and welcome to I'm Learning Turkish. I, Anastasia, will be your teacher today, as always. Today we will learn how to show things and how to point on them. So, today we have demonstrative pronouns. What is that? That are this and that in English. We have actually demonstrative adjectives and demonstrative nouns. But in English they are same. How to understand where is adjective and where is the noun? Adjectives answer to question which, and nouns answer to question what and who. As an example, when we ask which cat and answer this cat, this is an adjective. And then we ask what is it and answer this is a cat, this is a noun. Why should we know it? Because there are some tricky stuff in Turkish which we need to understand a bit later. Let's start with singular demonstrative adjectives in Turkish. It's good to know that they are same. We have bu, şu, and o. As an example, bu kedi, this cat, or this is a cat. Şu köpek, that dog, or that is a dog. And o kuş, that bird, and that is a bird. But there is something confusing in it. Why should we have şu and o? In English, we only have this and that. So let's see what kind of şu do we have in Turkish. Şu is needed for showing that object is not too far from us. As an example, you can say bu kadın güzel, şu kız çirkin. This woman is beautiful and that girl, not too far from that woman, is ugly. Also, şu is needed to direct listeners' attention to an object or concept which was not mentioned or was not in focus. For example, you're talking with your friend and you see a beautiful cat. It's the best cat in the world, but your friend couldn't mention this cat, couldn't notice it. Then you say, şu kedi çok tatlı. And you will direct his attention and show that he was not able to see it. Let's try to learn some phrases about the world around us. Let's start from human beings. For example, we have erkek, which means man, and kadın, which means woman. All of us are insan, humans. Why insan? Because we are a bit insane sometimes. Then we have kız, girl, çocuk, child, and bebek, baby. We all live in cities and towns, mostly. They are şehir in Turkish. Also, most of us stay at houses. They are ev in Turkish. And a lot of people are driving cars, araba. Around us we can see trees, ağaç, and flowers, çiçek, which are situated in parks, which is park in Turkish. Let's try to form our first sentences in Turkish with those words. As an example, bu erkek, this man or this is a man. Şu ağaç, that tree out there, and that is a tree out there. As we remember, it means that tree is not far. And o çocuk, that child or that is a child. But how can we understand, is it this man or this is a man? Questions can help us to distinguish our adjectives and nouns. We will learn 3 of questions now. First of it is hangi, which. As an example, hangi ev, which house? Bu ev, this house. Or hangi köpek, which dog? O köpek, that dog. Our second question is kim, who. To remember it, you can imagine Kim Kardashian or Kim, the head of North Korea. As an example, o kim, who is this? Bu kadın, this is a woman. Or o kim, who is that? O insan, that is a human. Our last but not the least question is ne, which means what in Turkish. As an example, bu ne, what is this? Bu ağaç, this is a tree. Or şu ne, what is that? Not far. Şu araba, that is a tree. Let's try to imagine a little dialogue using the words which we already learned today. Affedersiniz, bu ne? Bu park. Tamam. Şu ne? Şu ağaç. Hangi ağaç güzel? O ağaç güzel. Peki, o kim? O genç erkek. I am sure that you can translate this dialogue because you already know all words in it. That's pretty funny to do. But actually, we still have a trouble because without asking questions, we will not understand whether it is an adjective or a noun, which is sometimes crucial. That's why we have an indefinite article in Turkish, as in English. This is bir. Actually, bir means one in Turkish, but sometimes we use it as a or an. We use it only before the noun. As an example, bir araba, one car, or a car. Or bir kız means one girl or a girl. So, let's compare. Bu bir bebek. This is a baby. And bu bebek. This baby. Şu bir çiçek. That is a flower. Şu çiçek. That flower. O bir erkek. That is a man. O erkek. That man. It is really easy to understand where is a demonstrative adjective and where is a demonstrative noun now. Isn't it? Yes, I think we are doing really great job. Now, let's learn some useful phrases to continue our small talks in Turkish. First of them is affedersin or affedersiniz, which means excuse me. We use it when we want to call a person to disturb him for a while. Why do we have two of them? Because as in our previous lesson, we have affedersin for not so formal speaks, because as in our previous lesson, we have affedersin for not so formal speeches and discussions, and affedersiniz in formal ones. Also, we have özür dilerim, I am sorry, when we have done something and we are really sorry about all this stuff. We don't use two forms of it. It is only one here. Also, we can use one common with English phrase, pardon. It came to Turkish from French. Then, when we accept something, we can say tamam, which means okay. Or peki, which means well. You can use it in the beginning of the phrase, like, well, let's start. Peki, hadi başlayalım. We also have a different kind of thank you. It is sağ olun or sağ ol. As in affedersiniz, we have an informal one, sağ ol, and formal one, sağ olun, in it. And as an answer to someone's thank you, we can say rica ederim. For example, you will have teşekkür ederim from a person and say him rica ederim. And the last but not the least useful phrase for today is çok. It means very or a lot. As an example, you can use it with thank you. For example, thank you so much, çok teşekkür ederim, or çok sağ ol. Let's see it in a dialogue. We have Ayşe, who is a girl, Mert, who is a boy, and Özge, who is a girl again. Let's try to read it in rows, but since it's only me here, I will read all of it. Merhaba, affedersin, o adam kim?
O adam bir doktor.
Özür dilerim, hangi adam doktor? O adam, peki şu ne?
Şu bir araba.
Şu araba çok güzel. Yes, you can see that making dialogues in Turkish is pretty easy. You can try to make your own dialogues with your friends after our nice lesson. Now let's see how it's happening with plural demonstrative adjectives and nouns. Unfortunately, they are not the same as in singular ones. We have bu, şu, and o as demonstrative adjectives again. As an example, bu arabalar, these cars, şu çiçekler, those flowers, and o parklar, those parks. But we have different ones when we proceed to demonstrative nouns. We need to add to singular demonstrative nouns n and lar to make it plural. As an example, bunlar araba. These are cars. Şunlar çiçek. Those are flowers. Or onlar park. Those are parks. As you see, we are not using bir here, as in English, because we can't use e or n in English with plurals. Also, there is a little interesting, short, nice part in here. We can't use to lar in these little sentences. Of course, we actually have an option to make bunlar arabalar or bunlar insanlar. But we simply don't need it because only one plural is enough. Now, since we are on a lesson, even if it's on TV, we need to know how to name some concepts and objects related to lessons. First of all, since now you can call me öğretmen, teacher. You, my dear friends, are öğrenci, students. And we can think that our TV is a big school, which means okul in Turkish. We have a lesson, which means ders. And sure, our screen for today can be our classroom, sınıf. And in all classrooms, but not in ours, we have windows, which mean pencere in Turkish, and doors, which means kapı, and also the walls, which means duvar. Now, when we know a lot of words about school life, let's use them in our next block. We will compare how do demonstrative adjectives and nouns are working when they are plural. As an example, bu öğrenciler and bunlar öğrenci. What was the difference? Bu öğrenciler means these students, and bunlar öğrenci means these are students. Şu kapılar means that doors, and şunlar kapı means that are doors. O pencereler means those windows, and onlar pencere means those are windows. You see, it's pretty easy, and you will easily use it in your next conversations with Turkish people. Let's finish our lesson with, again, a dialogue. As I said before, you can try to make a dialogue with your friends, which are also watching our nice program. And for sure, I will be your actor for today. Actress. So we have Ahmet, who is a boy, and Rüya, who is a girl. They are in the classroom.
Pardon, bunlar kim?
Bunlar öğrenciler. Bu ise bir öğretmen.
Tamam, şunlar ne?
Şunlar sandalye. Şu sandalyeler iyi.
Sağ ol Rüya.
Rica ederim. How is the dialogue? It's pretty easy and fun. For today, we are finishing like this. Now you know how to use demonstrative adjectives and nouns, and when you come to Turkey, you can easily point to the things you want, and a seller will be really pleased to give you that thing. In our next lesson, we will talk about adjectives and learn a lot of new words. I, Anastasia Krajnichenko, was your teacher for today. See you next time on NTR TV, our I'm Learning Turkish program. Bye bye!